think we are doing all right. Nobody's in the room right now, which is good because I'm terrified. Shoot, I just remembered something I forgot immediately. We are off to a great start. This is good. Okay.
If it helps, I fully forgot my dice.
That's fine. We don't need dice for D&D. That's never been the situation. Okay. Okay, so we're getting started. This is our live show of what was it? Of Dungeons and Dragons. This is our first live play. I am the host, Ben Competence, and or Ben for short. These are our players and adventurers. Everybody's welcome to say hello, and we have done a lot of gaming together in different groups, but we are now starting a new campaign, and after talking about it, we thought we'd share it with all of you. And so we're beginning this epic odyssey fresh today, and players are meeting each other. I guess we can introduce ourselves one at a time just to get that out of the way. Um, I'll do this the D&D way. I rolled a die. Allie, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hi, I'm Allie. I'm relatively new to D&D. I've been playing for just over a year now, and really excited to get to play with this group.
Fantastic.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think that
All
works.
right. Cool.
Um, and then I will do this again. Um, that is Jen. Do you want to go?
Well, hello everybody. My name is Jen. This is Cosmo. He will always be here in the beginning, usually. Yeah, so I've been playing D&D for about 4 or 5 years now.
Mhm.
Just love it. Just love it. It's just consumed my whole life. And so, yeah, so this is a new medium to try. So I hope you guys enjoy.
Absolutely. And then let me see here. Reed. Reed originally put this group together, I believe. But yes, feel free to introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Reed. I've been here as part of, I've been playing D&D now for well over 20 years.
Mhm.
Got into it with university, and Ben and I have been online friends for, seems like forever.
Mhm.
And
Very long time.
yeah, when the opportunity came along to do Curse of Strahd, I put together Tammy, Jen, and I. Ali is a new joiner with Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, and I think we're all looking forward to having a good time in pseudo-ancient Greece.
Excellent. And I'm not going to roll dice on the last one, because I think I know who that's going to be. So Tammy, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hey, my name is Tammy. I am a recent inductee into D&D, thanks to my boyfriend. So probably about a good 4 or 5 years now that I was slowly brought into it by watching some games on internet streaming,
Hmm.
and I found that it was quite interesting once I figured out what was going on. And when he decided to put through his first campaign, well, my first campaign, he asked me if I wanted to join. I did, and I absolutely loved it. So for sure, I jumped at the chance of playing again.
And here, but that was your first full-length campaign? The
The besides the one
oh
that
oh
he
okay
had already started, yeah.
okay. I was like, whoa.
I can say that it's the first one I finished.
All right, that works. I mean, you were fantastic. So I play Curse of Strahd with these assholes, and three of them were in that group. They kicked my ass. They kicked Strahd's ass, which I don't know if that counts as a victory or a loss for me. I'm really not sure. Um, but anyway, um, that brings us into this new setting, the Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, and I'm going to get music figured out for next time. Um, this adventure, and I'm just going to jump right in. This adventure takes place in a land further away from the worlds that we know. And we know about the worlds of where adventures happen in the Undermountain, in Waterdeep, and other realms like the Shadowfell and the domains of Dread. But far away and across the ocean, lost lost to time and record, is another land, Thylea, its own continent. And this is a land of magic and fantasy, like most of these places, but this place may sound familiar to some. In this world, satyrs and gods and titans and centaurs, creatures of legend and epic story walk this land and did for thousands of years. Some time ago, centuries upon centuries ago, humans, elves, dwarves, races with which we are familiar in our storytelling, found their way to Thylea. Um, they found their way and established their foothold in this land, um, bit by bit and year by year, making alliance with these, uh, with the nymphs and the cyclops and the creatures of this place. But war comes to Thylea as people, anywhere there's any gathering of people, war and conflict seems inevitable. This war became great because it involved not just the races of Thylea, but also the Titans, powerful beings, strong enough to stand with the gods, and with a divine hatred of humans, elves, of all of the interlopers that came to this land. The war tore apart the continent and threatened to fully destroy it. When forces were worn low, when blades and bravery were failing, somehow a treaty, a truce was struck, an oath of peace. The Titans saw fit to have an arrangement, an oath of peace and mercy, to not destroy the interloping visiting races. For half a millennia, for 500 years, they would hold this. And for 500 years, this oath has been kept, has been honored, and people have flourished. Not to say that there hasn't been conflict, because people will always bring conflict, but people have been able to um, grow. Any oath, any promise must be held in this land. But these oaths and promises have a way of fading over time. An oath of peace has an end date. None of this is forever. None of Thylea is forever. Our story begins nearly 500 years after these events take place. Our story begins with four people who have not accomplished great things yet, but in time may be the heroes of Thylea. And one moment, 1 second. I'm going to start introducing each of you. And the first one I'm going to pick at random, we're going to find in one of the smaller towns of Thylea, not in Mitros or any of those big cities, but in some smaller towns, there are still people that can carve out wealth, that can carve out fortune. And those people live well. So do those that know them, those that have won their favor. We begin with one such person in a manor in the countryside. There is Alcades, a man who of great wealth, but this story is not about him, and his name will be lost to time. This story is about the woman in the hall, in one of the great halls, relaxing, enjoying the soft music in the air, being played by herself, quite the musician, quite the bardic gift. In her lap rests the head of a water nymph, a naiad, who enjoys her company and her music. And he looks up and he sees. Well, Allie, would you describe what he sees?
All right, so you see a relatively dark-skinned satyr with light horns and light goat legs, dark red hair, and a little bit pudgy, for lack of a better word.
That's a great word.
Clearly just used to living the life of luxury.
Mm-hmm.
Not really a lot of need for hard labor in her life. Um, yeah, and she's just wearing casual clothing. Her hair's up in curls, and it looks like maybe it was done like, several days ago, and she's just kind of been like loath to redo it. It's very like messy and relaxed.
Um, and this naiad, he looks up at you. Let me see. Um, he looks up at you, and he just says, "Callista, where did you learn to play? Where did you learn to play so very well?"
Well, I've played my whole life. My grandmother taught me, and we passed it down for a while, and then I took it on the road and used it to earn my keep places. Um, Eventually, I made my way over to the academy at
Hmm.
Mitros, but that wasn't quite for me. So I thought I'd explore and just kind of collect some more stories and
And he
music on the road.
and he reaches and over and he grabs some grapes and he just like pops one in his mouth and goes, "So what is for you if Mitros isn't for you?"
I don't know. I always kind of pictured a life of travel. I, well, it's a bit silly, but I admire the great poets of time and would love the opportunity to travel with some daring adventures and tell their story to the land.
Oh, someone else's story, your story yourself, you know that.
Mm.
Um, and he just and he he eats some more grapes and he reaches over his cup and looks at it and goes, "I'm out of wine.
Well, that
This
won't
day
do.
this day may become terrible. I have to prevent that." And he stands up, um, bows to you, and leaves you alone in this room by yourself. What would you do at this time?
Probably just keep playing.
You're
uh,
playing. Yes, go on.
no, just continue leisuring.
You're playing Leisure, and then you hear this voice call through the halls. Um, it is the voice of Alcades, the owner of this manor, and the man whose favor you have easily won, giving you time to stay here at your luxury. And he just calls and he just goes, "Callista, Callista, dear, I have need of you," and just calling through the halls.
Of course, so I'll go to him.
You head down the halls. When you get into the hallway, you hear the voice coming from left and right at the same time. Um, this voice just calling everywhere. Callista, Callista, can you come see me over here for a second? Echoing all around you.
Where can I find you?
I'm right here, Calista. Can you follow my voice?
I guess I'll just pick a direction.
All right.
I'll head to the right.
You head to the right. You come down. You turn the hall. You turn and you see when you head into the room. There's this the room you're hearing the voice distinctly come from. There's a figure. That's fine. There's a dog. There's a figure in a blue robe, standing tall. I might say about 6 feet. But you can't see them. They're looking out a window out into the garden below. And you just hear their voice. And it's not Alcades. It is a woman's, a deep woman's voice. And she says, Calista lost. You have everything one could want, but nothing at all. You are no one. And I'm very sorry for that.
Thank
The,
you.
tr- the truth and who you wish to be beyond what you tell others, that would not be found here. That would be found to the north. And she's staring out the window, just not even looking at you, just thinking to herself. What's up?
Nope, you're good.
Reaches down, she pulls a parchment, sets it on the windowsill, and says, Fate knocks, and it is our glorious calling to open that door. And she turns and she walks carefully past you so as that you not see anything but the blue robe, leaving you alone with that parchment. In that room. Sometime later, earlier, elsewhere, in another town, in a bar, definitely in a bar, a group of scoundrels, of ne'er-do-wells, of ruffians and hooligans sit at these tables, uh, drinking, carousing, and for want of a better word, looking as fools of themselves at this time. One person enters into this bar um, with with a very important job to do, a very vital job to do. They look around. Now, anyone that looks at this person would not see the hooligan ruffian rogues that are sitting at this table right now. These people of brawn and sword and drinking themselves foolishly with just wine pouring down their mouths and taking big bites of food. And yet they notice this person. They know exactly who this is. They look, and Jen, who do they see?
Well, you see a smaller dwarf elf, 4 feet
Mhm,
10 inches tall-ish, with dark brown hair, some auburn highlights, blue eyes, which is quite unusual.
mhm.
And but he has his hood covered up as little bit as he's looking around, and when he comes in, he pulls it down, and that's what they see.
And he comes in, and he comes in, and these people look over, and you have a very specific job to do, and it is to be discreet. It is to be unnoticed. It is to get in here, do the thing, get out, don't get caught. Which is why it's so fucking annoying. Uh, that right as you're looking around, this this voice goes, Kreyorin! Kreyorin, you there! You in the robe! You there with the package? Come sit with us! Come here. Get here quickly. You're going to get noticed like that.
Okay, fine.
Just
So,
mm-hmm.
so I kind of just sidle over, but just standing, not sitting, just
Mm-hmm.
standing beside them for a minute.
All right. You look at you, and they go, and this one's looking at the other ones and goes, no kidding. They called him Three Finger Pete. They called him Four Finger Pete before he met me, but he pissed me off, and now that's what are you doing there? You're ruining my story. Sit down. Sit down. Strange boy. Oh shit, my screen. So what would you like to do?
Well, I have that errand. Do I see the person I'm supposed to be giving the
The thing is, the person you're supposed to be giving this to is one of the men that's here. These men that are having the drinks right now, that are supposed to be it was supposed to be a discreet drop-off run, and they are all absolutely shit-faced right now. They are just absolutely enjoying their time. Subtlety is just, you are the only one on book for the subtlety that was given to you at this moment.
So Cray sighs and sidles up to the person he's supposed to give the package to,
Mm-hmm.
and he tries to slip it into a pocket without anybody really noticing.
All right. You slipped it. I want you to make a sleight of hand check real fast, just because I want to know how that goes on a
Ooh.
good day.
First roll.
First roll of the campaign.
All right. Sleight of hand? Ooh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. I may not be good. Depends.
That's fine. Um. You.
Oh God.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. So that's an 11. So basically, you slide this package in, and you slide it into the pocket of one of the man who's there. The very loud man is actually supposed to be the contact. He's normally better than this, but he's completely drunk. And when you slide this in, he goes, he doesn't notice at all. You do that perfectly. Um, and he looks around and goes, all right, well, you're gonna have a drink with me for a minute. Is that what are you going to refuse the drink of your contact? Is that the rudeness that we're doing here today?
Okay, let's just get this over with.
I love this guy, and he just like leans up and just puts his like this huge arm around you. Like this is a
Ugh,
human, but it's like a big bear arm in size. It just pulls you in. He goes, "There we
yeah.
go."
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
there we go.
enough.
Sit down. And he
Don't
go-
touch me.
okay, okay. Mm. He's never any fun. This guy's name, by the way, is Pallas, Pallas. For reference. But Pallas looks down and goes, you're hilarious. He's hilarious. He's always saying these things. Don't touch me. I'm here on business. Quit signaling the guards. He's got a very dry wit about him. But he worries so much. You worry. Don't Isn't that right? You worry too
I
much.
get, I get the job done. If I worry a little bit, that's okay. That's what's kept you and me alive. Where's my drink?
Barely kept you alive. This has gotten in so many scripts. I do not know how he's still alive. I do not know. Joking aside, it is terrifying to think about.
So Cray just puts his head in his hand and says, "Okay, just one drink, and I'm out of here."
All right. Um, what was it? So what was it? He serves you a drink. He slides one of the drinks over to you, and without looking at it, he just slides one over, and he goes, "There you go. That's the lad. By the way, did you have that highly illegal package for me?"
Oh my, could you please keep it down? It's
Do you have
already
that
in
completely
your...
legitimate package for me?
Oh, you know what? It's hidden. Okay, you have it. It's near you. Just and he takes like a swig of the beer or ale
Hmm.
and puts it down and says, "I gotta go soon, so I can't stay. But I'd
Hmm.
had a drink with you. That's great, fantastic. Do you need anything else? Cause I'm out."
No, it's and just everything it starts to sound strange. There are many underhanded dealings and betrayals and side whispers in the line of work that you have been pulled into, and you have gotten by keeping your nose clean and never offending anybody and really just getting the job done. There is no one in this guild or any of them that has a problem with you. There are two things to know though. The woman sitting 2 seats down from you, across from Palace and you, Palace has big problems with. The other thing you need to know is that Palace has a very hard time keeping track of which drink he's drugged. Three hours later, when you awaken in this tavern with most of the people gone out and this guard, there's one of the I would say the guard at the tavern just nudging you, and she's just going, "Wake, get up, get up."
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You
Okay, just and just blearily gets up. Damn it, I really should never drink again. I keep telling myself that.
cannot hold your drink. It is extremely embarrassing. It is. That was.
Yeah.
I do not understand how that
That's
happened.
that's part of my charm.
Yep. Charm.
Yep. Yep. Sure.
Okay.
Um and I just check my pockets, make sure I have what I need and that they didn't take whatever things I have.
Um. You are checking your pockets when a guard or two guards appear at the front door, the entrance to the tavern, and one of them and when they look around and the person that was just helping you just looks at them and goes, yes, what's the matter? And one of the guards goes, uh, a man out here just got in a terrible fight and is injured. We're looking into the cause. He got in a fight with some other ruffians, maybe some scoundrels. We suspect hooligans, but we don't want to guess just yet. And his name was Palace. He said he had some associates that would vouch for him. And when he says that, um, this lady gently kicks the side of your table of your the chair that you're in, like sort of trying to tell you something, but you're not sure what. And she goes, "Yes, I think I know such a person. They might be in the back. You there?" And she looks at you. Would you go get this associate of Palace's out from the back, from the left door?
Absolutely.
All right. So is that where you go right now?
Yup.
You go. You open the left door. It is just almost like a storage room, but it has a door to the back alley, and you realize what she may have been trying to do there.
Yep. I take the opportunity. I
You,
close the door behind me.
mhm,
Like,
you,
you there. Come on. And I open the door and run out.
you open the door, you close. In there, she looks at the other guards and goes, "I'm sure he'll be out any moment now." You in the alley turn, and you have made more than a couple of narrow escapes. And this time, you're turning. You bump into this figure in this yellow robe. This
Ugh.
woman, this female figure, keeping her robe down, and almost in the night with the shadows and almost something more. It becomes hard to process what she looks like, but she says, "Kreyorin, they have laughed at
Yeah.
you, the great and small, for many years. But
It's always
this,
been like that.
have you ever wondered why?"
I don't know. Just bad luck, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Who are you?
Something more than luck. And I would ask
Okay.
you north and further to understand. And she turns and walks away. Sometime from now, the next time you're checking yourself for well-being, for your wellness check for getting away from the guards, you would see that you have a parchment slipped into your pocket the same way you slipped one into the others. Um, give me just 1 minute.
I guess this is what Cray does, or Cray gets for passing out.
Mm-hmm.
That's like rule number 1, don't pass out.
Um, this is what happens in a bar, but there are other stories around Thylias of other bars, less dingy, less sinful, and more raucous, more joyous. I'm going to tell you the story of someone else in another tavern um, who right now is in great contrast to Kreyorin, and mind-bogglingly getting drunk on purpose. And that brings us to Euphemion. You are in a tavern. People are celebrating. Music is playing. There's dancing. There's drink. And what was it? When you're at the tavern, um, people are. Someone claps your back. Uh, tells you that was something. This other man looks at you and goes, I want to know more about that trick, and maybe anything else you want to show me later. Just sort of winks at you and walks away. Just the complete opposite day of Kyron. And this woman puts a coin on the table and says, "Go ahead. I want to see what you can do." And she looks over. Reed, would you describe your character?
Euphemion is very young. He's in his early 20s, um,
Hmm.
barely into adulthood. He's got, the sort of stringy beard that comes with it, and you know, very sun-washed brown hair.
Hmm.
Uh, Wears decent clothes, but he's got a bit of a scrawny frame, so everything sort of hangs off of him.
Hmm.
For the moment, he's obviously a little pissed to the wind.
No, that's a wonderful phrase. A wonderful phrase. Um, All right. And is there any particular trick that you would like to show at this time? Or what is your response to somebody paying you for that kind of thing?
um, well, drunkenly,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the coin and sort of um, do a little coinistry with it, flip it over my fingers, flip it back, as well as one could expect
Mm-hmm.
to somebody who's a little bit three sheets to the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will cast light on the coin,
Mm-hmm. And
make it flare up in light.
all right, so when you're doing I'll let you keep going in a second, but I just want to scrap this. While you're doing the coin part, like rolling the coin along your fingers, um, the woman that's there, she's I don't know the number. She's 1d4 sheets to the wind, I would say, and she's she's watching. You start rolling the coin, and she just goes, oh boo," and then you like light it up. And she goes, "Oh yes, yes," and just, like suddenly she's back on board. Um, but yes, is there anything else you want to do, or do you want to cap the trick at that, or?
I'll cap the trip by flicking it up in the air
Mm.
and then catching it with Mage Hand
Oh,
up in the
nice.
air
Hmm.
and sort of getting this light lit coin to sort of go across the room
All right. When you
and
do
then
that,
drop it back down in her cleavage.
okay, you do that. The coin drops in, and she just goes, yeah, she just completely, just everyone just there, just like losing. There's like this moment of silence of like, and what was it? Your people are there. It's just this party environment, and just people are like cheering you on. Somebody buys you another round of drinks. Someone puts another coin on there. What do you want to do with the whole room eating out of your hand at this point? You could go wherever you want, or you could keep to yourself. It's up to you.
No, he's going to be definitely drinking up, being the center of attention in this
Hmm.
case. Um, but basically, catching the eye of anybody who would be maybe interested to spend the night,
Hmm.
and you know, anybody in that matter, men
Okay,
or women,
excellent. Um,
just looking to have a good time.
Hell yeah. Um, so you are. I want you. You know what? Let's roll persuasion with advantage.
Alrighty.
This is the horniest roll we've made in a long time, and it was a good one. It's 23. Okay. Um, Let me think for a second. Um, what was it? So you what was it? You are looking around. Essentially, after a minute, this this man comes up to you uh, on your left side and goes, Euphemion, right? That's your name? And
That's me, all
and
day long.
he goes, yes, I'm Phoebus. And as he says this, as he introduces himself, um, this woman on the right comes over, or on your he was on your right side. This woman on your left side taps your shoulder, and goes, "I'm Niobe," and they're both looking at you right now, um, sort of intensely. Uh,
Well, what say we retreat to somewhere a little more private and start the worship of Kyrah?
and they look at each other for a little bit, and they look at you, and they're like, bartender, and the man just goes, bartender, I'm gonna pay for all of these drinks. I'm gonna pay for a round for everybody. Uh, it seems Euphemion's spoken for this evening, and people are like, aw, and then Niobe goes, from both of us, and they go, yeah, and then lead you out this room. They're walking, both clearly drunk, and then you hear um, Phibos just Phoebus just goes, um, we're business partners, you see. We never do anything like this, but we're traveling here on business, and they're leading you up to upstairs. And she goes, I don't really like this kind of reckless behavior, but more and more I get the impression that my husband Alcades might be doing wrong by me. So I figure we may as well live fully while we live once. And she just walks, and she opens the door for you. Um, when you
And on each of their butts.
There you go, there you go. Um, she opens the door for you. You see when you enter this large, lavish room, um, beautifully decorated, and a huge bed of the finest fabrics, and uh, wine served and ready. And she looks at you. She wraps her arms around your neck and says, "Well, we do only live once." I will fade there for the because I don't want Twitch to ban me. Sometime later, when you wake up in the middle of the night and the party has died down, you come back into the room. You into the room. You head out into to do what's done in the middle of the night. And when you come back, they're both asleep, but there's this figure standing in front of the bed in a dark green robe. And it might be the lighting, it might be the candles, but you can't make out her face.
Spirit's willing, love, but the flesh is not quite ready.
And she says, Euphemion, you are known in these small areas, but you are capable of so much more. I think it's time that you accept the destiny that is in store for you. She considers you for a moment.
I don't know what kind of destiny you hope for me, dear. It is very early in the morning, and I'm quite drunk, and I don't believe anybody is ready to face their destiny in such a situation.
In your own time, then. And she walks by and just presses this parchment up against your chest so that you have to grab it, like that paper there, and then just walks and keeps walking and moves out out to the next room. And what was it? As you're there with the paper, um, Phoebus wakes up and he looks up a second. And he goes, "Was there a fourth person here just now?"
How many of there are you?
That's too much math. And he falls back asleep. This is a story of heroes, great and small. We have some heroes who have not quite set out on their destiny yet, who are known and have made names for themselves, such as Calista in the Manor, who is very much living a good life, but may be on the precipice of one better. And we have heroes such as Euphemion, who are on their way, but there may be heroes that are already known, already powerful, already celebrated. Um, we see one such hero. Let me grab my notes. Um, we see one such hero over in the Gulf. Let me get this. I believe what I have here. I over in other islands or over on the coast along the edge of Thylea, there are what are referred to as barbarian tribes, people that have not worked with with the mainland of Thylea and have established their own way once they came here. Some of them are got brought here by destiny, which is a poetic way of saying a shipwreck. Some of them sought out the opportunity to flee and start a new life. Um, However they got there, along the Cerulean Gulf, a boat lands, extends to allow to disembark, and a number of people of different races, some of them human, elf, others are um, are marching out, some of them holding large casks of wine, some of them holding uh, carrying like nets of fish, but all of them carrying the bounties of what they got on their last trip, on their last raid. And as they're joking with each other, as they are celebrating with each other, um, one particular person steps out and is regarded by them as friend, as hero, and as aggressively badass. And I would ask Kiki, would you describe what the others see when they look upon their ally and friend?
Absolutely. So what you're seeing is fairly short,
Mm-hmm.
maybe stretching it by saying 5 foot tall, blue-skinned Triton.
Mm-hmm.
I have yellow eyes and green hair. My skin always seems to have a little bit of a sheen to it, like I'm always a little bit moist. I'm nicely hydrated, anyways, I should
Mm-hmm.
say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm not slimy. My hair looks like it's wet, but again, not dripping, just like the nice, it's been shaken,
Mm-hmm.
beach wave sometimes, but most of the time I keep it in a braid out of
Mm-hmm.
my way. But you can tell it's also recently been wetted a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my best friend basically is my great axe that I always have at the ready,
Oh
either
yeah.
on my back or on my shoulder. Um, and despite being 5 feet tall and having this great axe, I'm quite muscly because, I need to swing this thing around. So I can seem a little bit badass at times,
Absolutely.
for lack of a better word.
Absolutely. Um, so one second. Um, so you step out there, um, and people are just looking, and one of them just steps out, and she goes, "Ah, that was good. That was good, but we're back. It's good to be home. Kiki, are you glad to be home, or did you wish you were back out there?"
So I wish I was back out there. I
Hmm.
need to be hitting things, you know? There's always
Yeah,
something to be done somewhere. But
absolutely.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to stay a day or two, see some friendly faces.
He's got to get back out there. He wants to get back
I gotta
out there.
sharpen the blades.
Hmm. And what's one other this one lady comes out, this dwarven lady, and she puts her axe down and she goes, "I have seen a great many things from a great many members of our tribes, and I've always led them, and I've always been glad to lead them. But you are intense. You need to, damn, you are." And someone just puts his hand, this elf walking by puts his hand on her shoulder and goes, "He's been like that." She goes, "No, really, no, really." And she like waves a scarf. "How are you so powerful? How do you do that?"
In the zone, tunnel vision. I got a goal in mind. If I don't like the way he's looking at me, said he's gotta die. He's gotta die. If he
Hmm.
took something from me, he's gotta die. And I kind of learned that people like a show as well, so I try to make it a little bit entertaining if I can. But
And
I'm in a zone. I get in a zone.
the zone. Someday I will be in the zone, but I do not
You're
think
almost
that's ever.
there. You're
Uh,
almost there. I see it.
she looks up at you. One with the height difference, one of the only people that physically looks up at you, and she goes, "Kiki, I promise you, on my father's axe polish, I will, I will get in that zone someday." Um, and then she turns around and just walks off. And this other human standing behind you, she just goes, "She's never gonna get in the zone." Um, looks at you, but she goes,
Surprise us.
"What'd you say?"
She could surprise us.
She goes, "But you're incredible." Um, and she goes, "So what are your plans when where do you want to go next?" I almost wonder if you should be picking the next mission. Sorry,
Would
you're not.
be where the money is
Mhm.
and where the blood is. Promise of blood, glory. Hello, I'm there. So basically, I'm just wanting to listen, keep my ears open,
Mhm.
see if I hear any tales of something going on somewhere. And then that's where I'll be heading.
And she thinks, and she puts her hand on your shoulder. She's like a foot and a half taller than you, but like still easily you are like her superior in combat. And she's got a spear, and she just goes, "All right, well, you are wise, and I hope someday you find where blood is." And she just turns, walks away. And at this point, most of them are walking back because people were hanging back to talk to you. But those that are like exhausted or done or just want to get back are just like carrying things back. So it's starting, the population's starting to dwindle a little bit. But what would you like to do now?
Clay, just gather whatever's mine from
Hmm.
whatever last trip we did, raid,
Hmm.
whatever you want to call it. Um, grab
Hmm.
what's mine, get my pay, maybe go have a nice beer, ale, whatever they're serving in the closest pub, just to kind of slowly relax and then head on to bed and then see what tomorrow brings.
All right, so you go, you grab your stuff, and some of it, like you have a lot larger of a haul than most, than like yours. First of all, the weapons you bring are massive, and then just the stuff that you've amassed here is a lot. So you're returning to the ship to gather things. Um, you go, you get more stuff. When you come back out of the ship, most of the people are gone or walking away. You see standing by some boxes. Um, a figure, a woman in a red robe, and she's looking away from her head's turned. Her body's turned to you, but her head's turned so that you can't see her face. And she's clearly expecting something from you, but it's not sure. It's not clear what.
Something I can help you with?
And she goes, "You've yearned for greatness, but do you ever wonder if you're being held back?"
Well, I mean, I'm only so good as the company as I keep, right? I mean, a lot of these little people who think they can swing an axe and a sword and all that, they think they're all tough. But at the first sign of battle, when it really counts, they like start peeing themselves and crying for their mamas. So yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm being held back, but I like to say that I'm doing pretty well for myself. I'm always looking for the next great thing.
Kiki, have you considered that you might be the next great thing? And she steps forward and pulls out this parchment and offers it to you.
I'll grab it.
All right. Would you care to read it now, or do you want to look at it later, or what is your reaction to it?
I'm just gonna kind of hold on to this. What is this? Who are you?
Destiny binds us, and I am in service to even that. I call you to yours. We'll meet again soon. And she turns and walks away. As she's walking away, um, the dwarf that came up to you before uh, just comes up to you and goes, it totally ignores this figure, just totally ignores this figure in the robe, and just goes, Kiki, Kiki, I did it. I did it, and you would be so proud. And just walks up to you. Um, I I split a log with me bare hands. Now, I want to show you that, and I want you to see that I'm coming into the zone like you taught me. But also, we really need to get to a doctor right away because I'm not sure that I did it right. And she takes your hand and just starts leading and walking you away.
Kiki has not laughed. She's just, okay, all right. And she'll accompany her to
Mhm.
find a doctor.
And in the manor of Alcades, Calista is alone with this parchment. Do you want to read it, or what would your initial reaction be? Okay.
Yeah, very first thing, like, barely watch this woman leave, just immediately grab it.
You grab it, you open this parchment. Elsewhere at another time, Kreyorin checks their parchment. Elsewhere, maybe earlier, maybe later. It's hard to compare notes, aren't calendars as much. Euphemion opens his parchment. Kiki is curious about his, and they all explain that the nature of prophecy, that the nature of destiny is woven into reality, and as sure as the sun, as sure as the tide, and that the oracle herself calls you to a strange tavern called the Sour Vintage? An unusual name. But weeks later, or a week later, when you've all had time to make your way there, and you're welcome to say anything you did in between prep time, saying goodbye to anybody. I'm not going to talk over any of that. We can totally allow for that. But you make your way to this on this country road. Um, it seems a little. Um, it's nice. It's a nice country road, um, and the houses are quaint. The fields are large, but as you get closer to where you're given to believe the sour vintage is, you notice that some of the farms look a little less nice. They look a little less there's look a little less tended. Some of them are tramped down. You notice a sign that's broken, and you notice that the actual door on the Sour Vintage has recently been replaced. But it is this tavern about 20 miles east of Astoria. The tavern itself is rusted wood painted black, and the sign that was put back up, a sign that was put back up, a woman carrying a basket full of grapes. Each of you, when you came in, discovered that the tavern was filled with the haze of tobacco smoke. You hear a bunch of people talking. Most of the people, um, minding their own business. But as each of you comes in, um, and I'll say, um, obviously you would sit by yourselves at different points, but you would see in this corner table, there's this woman in this blue robe just sitting down uh, to herself, reading these scrolls and having a drink. Um, I'm sorry, it may have been a yellow robe, green, red. It's hard to say. It's a little hazy in here, but the four of you at separate places from separate parts of the tavern, oblivious to each other, do see this. Um, and it is your action, any of you, what you would like to do.
Well,
Euphemion would probably seeing. Is she like the only woman in this tavern?
No, there are several men and women in this tavern, um, and but she's wearing a green robe. She's wearing let's say, yeah, green robe, and she looks very familiar. She looks like the same figure that you spoke to before. Um, you were told that your destiny would be made clear here, but you weren't given much more information than that. Um, what I will say for each of you, those of you that doubted this, because I won't speak to you as like going, oh, let's go. Those of you that doubted this, each day that you did not leave, you would see the vision of this woman taking off the hood of her robe a little bit more clearly. At first, it was all shadow, and then with each passing day, you could see her face, her beautiful features, more and more. Um, and by the time you got here, you would recognize the woman at the table as the woman from those dreams.
Okay. Well then, Euphemion would sort of make his way over to the table, sit down without being invited.
Hmm.
Tell me, my dear, are you tired?
She looks up, and she still has the hood on, but you can see her face, and she seems a little confused. She goes, "Tired? No, no. I've been resting all day. I apologize.
Well, that's
Yes.
interesting, because you've been running through my dreams all night.
Have I?
It's quite disconcerting, actually. Please stop.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I wasn't aware that I was doing it. I'm I apologize. Um, can I help you? Did you come to the bar to berate me for your dreams?
I am sorry, my dear. It is quite disconcerting, though. I've seen your face. I swear that you had visited me at some point in the
Mhm.
past.
I see. No, there she says, um, oh, Euphemion, yes. Hi. And she pulls off her hood, and I can't put a picture into the chat for everybody else, and I apologize for that. I will fix that in my next stream. Um, but let me pull her. Um, let me see 1 second. You see this woman pull back her hood. She's got black hair. She's got black hair, soft features, and she seems fair-skinned. She seems to have not the war-torn markings of battle, but just someone who has lived a very safe life. And she looks at you. She pulls this back, and the rest of you, would see this woman as the one that was also appearing, as in your dreams, more and more clearly as you got closer and closer. Um, and she goes. She says, Euphemion, I apologize. I have forgotten my manners. Ismene, and she holds out her hand. She's got in one hand, left hand, a quill that she's been using to write on, to make notes on her parchment, and she holds out her other hand to you.
I'll take it and gently kiss the knuckles.
Oh, oh, you're bold. Um, and she says, you are bold. I can see why she asked for you. Um, but what of the others? Did you bring your friends?
I'm sorry, the invitation was only for me.
Oh, they said that it would be four. Do you not have any friends?
Well, that's a deeply personal question, and well, certainly there are people who would miss me if I were gone, but
Well, that's not a
they are not
friend.
here with me.
An insurance adjuster would miss you if you were gone because it's more work for them. That's not the same as a friend. And she puts her hand on her
Um,
chest. I am so sorry.
at this point, I'm gonna have like been watching this, and I also recognize her, and I'm just gonna walk up and kind of like put my hand on her shoulder and be like, "Excuse me, is this gentleman bothering you?"
Um, she goes, no, no, I feel bothered about him. It's a lot of difference. He was just telling me how he doesn't have any friends.
Oh, that's terrible.
Uh,
I believe. I know your face.
It's a common thing around here.
Do you?
Yes, we met at shoot, what is his name?
I'm not gonna help
at
you on this one
at
because
Alcades.
um
We met in the home of Alcades. I believe you were wearing a robe much like this one before, but I couldn't see your lovely face as well.
roll a persuasion check.
Ooh, that's a 12 plus I think 5. Yeah, that's 17 total.
17. All right, so she just like blushes a little bit and she goes, "Oh, it's people don't normally say such things to me. I'm not normally flirted with that way." And she just says, "Well, some of my assistants may have helped deliver some of the messages, um, but I I wanted to I did want to meet with all of you. What was your name?"
I'm Callista.
Calista,
And,
yes.
and at this point, Kreyorin, knowing how to case a joint, kind of slides in so no one sees and just
Mm,
faces everybody and
mhm,
sees the woman, but sees the other two there as well. So he's going to try to slink around, try to go
mhm,
through the shadows and try to
mhm.
hide nearby.
All right, I want you to make a stealth check.
I better not say I'm good at these things because last time it wasn't that great of a roll.
All right, so
Bad.
you hide, um, you hide, slink into the shadows to watch what's going on, and she looks over and she goes, "Oh, I know you when I see you. Your name's Kiki, isn't it?" She says, pointing at the blue Triton, and she goes, "You, how long have you been here?"
Long enough.
"Oh, well, come over here. I knew I'd see you. I never miss a thing. Get here. Come over here." Um,
I'll walk up to her.
um, she goes, "Sit, sit." She pulls out. She goes, "Now, I appreciate that the four of you came, or the three of you. Where's the fourth of you? Oh dear. Let me check. One, two, three. No, there aren't four of you." Um, she goes, "Okay,
Do
well,
am
maybe
I within hearing distance?
yes."
Okay,
And
I'll just keep my mouth shut for a while.
she goes, "Well, I suppose that in light of the fourth not showing, we'll have to just pursue their destiny the way that we can. I didn't think that she got these things wrong, though. I'm sorry. I should just get into it. I'm Ismene, if I haven't introduced myself yet. Um, the three of you, or the four of you, if there were four. Um, I appreciate your coming here. I, my assistants and I may have reached out to you. I come here on behalf of, I'm a messenger, which I'm not used to being, but I'm a messenger." And she says, I'm here as an agent. I'll just say it. I'm an agent of the Oracle. I'm the agent of she who delivers the prophecies into this land. And she has told me about those of you that would be summoned here to help with what is to come.
When she said the agent of the Oracle, you hear Kreyorin, and although he's hiding,
Hmm.
just gasp.
Um, and you're still hiding? Okay, one second. Um, and she looks at whenever you gasp, she looks at Euphemion and goes, "Oh, no need to be scared. I'm coming to help." Um,
I'll
Kreyorin
just
just
look
steps out of the shadows
confused.
after. Yeah.
okay.
Kreyorin steps out of the shadows and says, "What do you want?"
Oh, would you mind? I apologize. This is a private conversation. We're waiting for a fourth one to appear. Um, if you would just give them space.
You've been in my dreams too, apparently.
Wow. Um, and she looks at you. Oh, oh yes. Have a seat. Have a seat. She invites you to sit down. Um,
Kreyorin stands.
she goes, okay, okay. Um, sometimes guests prefer to sit whenever they're being told that they're chosen by the oracle for prophecies of future times ahead, but you can stand. You can stand. She
Appreciate
says,
that. Thank you.
and she says, there are dark times ahead, and I don't see the full tapestry myself. I suppose it's not for me to know. But I listened to the oracle um, of the temple nearby, and she called for you. She thinks that the four of you would be needed for this battle, and she wants to know if you would speak with her.
Why does she need us?
And she says, I wish that I knew. She saw things a way differently than I do. I don't delve into these futures. I just try and enjoy the moment. And she looks at Calista and she goes, you know how it is. Um, and then she just she says, I don't understand her, but she told me that um, in order to speak with her, in order to receive the support that you need in order to move forward, the people you need the support of the people in this village. You need the support of the people around this land. She's asked me she's asked me to put to you a test to prove yourself as ready to accept her request. And she goes, would you know of what's happening here? And I want everybody to make a history check.
Oh, yeah, I'm so good at that.
Oh
Here we
yeah,
go.
I'm so good at that.
Whoa!
Oh, wow. Yep, Kreyorin.
Callista, you got a 0?
Great.
How did you get a 0?
I rolled a nat 1 and I have a -1 to history.
All right, that's amazing. The future can ask you all to say your die rolls out loud so the people can see them without seeing the screen. But yeah, so we have Kiki with an 18, Kreyorin
Mhm.
with a 7, Euphemion with a natural 20, totaling 25. Um, Euphemion, I when I say history, I sort of mean it's an awareness of what's been going on around you, the rumors, the stories, and stuff like that. I could have rolled perception or investigation. I went with history. Um, you've been hearing for a while that for like a few weeks now, this area has become a lot more dangerous because of a creature that has been stalking the countryside, some fearsome thing that has been terrorizing this village. And you're thinking about the damages that you've seen in the road, and it connects with you. It connects with Kiki that she may have something to request of you that's related to that. Um, that instantly that clicks in. Um, Callista, I would say you wouldn't even know what damages befalls, nor what damages would befall a town that clearly doesn't take care of its property at all. Um, is the best that I can say. Um, but she looks and she looks at the four of you and just says, "There is a boar," she says with this sort of ominous weight. And she
You mean
goes,
like boring or
Like a
"No,
pig boar.
oh,
yes.
okay.
I should have said there's a pig. Let me start again. There is a pig." That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. I don't think that I'm doing it right. I used to be such a
Well,
good storyteller. Um, and she
perhaps we
goes,
could make it something simpler, like a deer.
"No, but
Or
it's out there. It's a pig, a boar.
Can we eat after? Like, cause
I
I'd
mean,
like to
yeah,
eat some.
you can, you can, but the thing is it's a live pig right now. I'm trying to explain something, but I don't think that I'm doing it. Uh, go big, go big, go big. Okay, 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 okay. It's killing a lot of people. I should have opened with that. I should have
Ooh.
opened with that. I'm sorry, I'm not doing this right. And she just says, there is this boar um, that's been chasing this countryside, or just been running through this countryside, uh, ravaging the land, goring people. It's been horrific. I need you to prove yourselves as ready to accept your destiny. And to that end, I would ask you to hunt this thing. I'm not sending you out there on your own. I'm not sending you out there on your own. I have people that I would send with you, but I do need you to do this. If you would be willing to fight this thing for me. And she looks. What was it? I'm gonna hold on 1 second. She looks at Kreyorin. Kreyorin, you're still standing, right? She looks at Kreyorin and she gets like kind of this bleeding look in her eyes, and she goes, "Would you do that for me? Would you kill an especially large pig?" I swear, I used to be able to say things like this the right way.
Oh, you know what? Just whatever. I need to go back to the city. I have things to do. Let's just get this done. It's a pig. It's bacon. Eventually, so no worries. They'll figure it out.
Well, I didn't ask the Oracle about that. Um, and she goes, "But I'll tell you, um, you must have traveled a long way here. So I'm going to let you rest, and I'm going to get together the other people, and in time, um, and tomorrow morning, uh, before ere the sun parts upon the sky and casts its rays down upon us, about 6, I would say that we'd be ready to go. Is that okay with you? Is that okay? We can discuss. I can pay you. I can pay you.
Oh, well, that's something different, my love. You should have started with that.
Are we in love? Yes, I can pay you.
Okay. And Kreyorin is just just shaking his head.
And she
But
goes, I'm gonna find um I'm gonna go find those people, and I'll be back. Um and she stands up and she sort of scooches around. She goes, excuse me, just like
oh,
gets her way through the chair. Sorry, excuse me. And then
sorry, sorry.
no, it's
Yep.
okay. It's okay. Just it's people's corner. I thought a corner would be a more presentable and it would have an effect, but now I'm sorry, excuse me. And she gets up and she goes, ere the sun casts its rays upon the sky or ground. And she
Yeah,
turns and she
6
walks away.
o'clock.
Um, she walks away, leaving the four of you at this table together for the first time.
well, that is a very interesting woman.
I like
You
her.
just say like 6 tomorrow morning.
I just want the money. I don't know about you, but I just maybe eat it. Okay, let's have some bacon. It's been a while. It'll be fantastic.
Oh, it seems as good a chance as any to help the people around here.
Um,
Yeah, help, sure.
Are you guys hunters?
I hunt rare knowledge and stories. Pigs
Ah,
very
boring.
rarely.
Kill whatever I need to kill.
You look like you could.
Again, yeah.
Just go where people tell me to.
Well, that sounds boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you make your own decisions?
Nope.
Um,
Let's
I
see if we
don't
can
think I
change
could live
that.
that life.
as you guys are there, as you guys are talking, this woman, this a very large, gruff woman, comes over, sets her sets a large mug on the table, or sets 4 large mugs on the table, and goes, she goes, that's for you. That's compliments of I have no idea who the fuck that woman was, but compliments of her. And let me see 1 second. She looks at Callista and goes, "Aren't you? I know you from somewhere."
I get that a lot. Have we met?
She goes, "No, no. I think I saw you. Do you perform music? Are you a musician?
I am.
I saw you before. Your music is incredible. It it feels like it was filled with magic itself. You're really talented."
I've been accused of that before.
Well, maybe you can use some of that magic on the giant fucking pig that's destroying everything. She just
I'll
looks at you
try.
dryly. Um, she she looks and she goes, "Okay." And she just turns and walks away, totally oblivious to any charm that Callista was putting out there. Um, you guys look around the bar. A few of them are looking at you. Some of them are looking at, like, one person might be looking at Kiki, like, oh, that person looks familiar. One person might be looking at Euphemion, kind of kind of annoyed for some past grievance of some kind. You get the impression that you would that these people have a passing familiarity with each of you in different ways. I want to extend to each of you, as we head into tomorrow morning, a chance to look into that. If you want to talk to the tavern about anybody else in the group, I would ask you, and please do this on let me see. No, you can do it in Discord. Please message me what member of the group you're asking about, and then make a private investigation check. The better you do, the more information you will get, and we will get that going, and I will calculate that information for you, and I will try to get that going rather quickly, because I'm not sure I have all that information set up properly, which is what I remembered earlier today. Calista walks off to ask about a certain somebody, to do a little investigation of her own. That is not right. Don't do that. There we go. And let me see. I'm gonna send messages to each of you. I'm gonna say them out loud, but only your character knows. Only each person that I'm telling it to is the one that knows. Just keep this in mind. Callista, you did some investigating, asking around, and you heard a strange thing when you asked about the rather confident man over there. Um, Euphemion is a bit dangerous, and it's possible that at one point or another he set an academy on fire. Not just anywhere, but in Mitros, one of the biggest cities on human settlements in Thylea, its own grand city. There may be a story there, it's not entirely known, and I'm not guaranteeing that it's true. But word has completely gotten out that that is the truth as Euphemia. Let's see. Um, Tammy, did you make your investigation check? Okay, I'm gonna do that one. Um, ba-ba-da-ba-da.
I'm not sure if it's gonna whisper it. Is it
Let's.
/GR in Roll20 and then roll it on my D&D Beyond?
No, you have to type in everything. So /GR space 1d20 plus your
Okay.
investigation.
Um. Okay, let me see. Um, Kiki, you ask around and you ask about Kreyorin. You do learn something about him. Um, you learn that his mother isn't just anybody. This person seems sneaky, but they definitely got it from somewhere. You can be certain Kreyorin's mom is the Lady of Coins, someone deeply connected to the criminal underworld. Kreyorin is a lot more than they seem. That was for. Oh, sorry. That was for. That was for. Wait. Who? I missed that. That was for Reed, not for. Okay, that's for Kiki now. I apologize. I'll just do that for Kiki. Um. So that was for. Kiki found that out about Krey. Let me see one more thing. Euphemia, you ask about Krey as well. This strange, mysterious lad. He seems off-putting. He seems introverted and withdrawn, but that's genuinely, truly not the truth of it. When you get to, or when you get to know him, pull him aside. He is a beast in bed, and his rumors dwarf your own. Um, Let me see. And
Well, mark me down as scared and horny.
uh-huh. And let me see. Krey, you looked into Kiki for good reason. He is a powerful lad with an axe. And you get the impression that he's done dangerous
It's
things
she.
before, or she. I'm sorry, she. I apologize. You get the impression that she's done dangerous things with an axe. You ask around, that is not the only thing that is true about her. She once killed an ex-lover for cheating on her. Horrible, but justified in Thylea. An ex-lover shaming you, it can make sense. With the discus, though, that's new. That's new. Um, any one of these things that I told you may be true about the character you discovered. They may be a complete load of horseshit. At least one thing I said was absolutely true, and at least one thing I said was absolute horseshit. Later, when you get more time in the taverns, in the bars, more rumors may come around as more people talk about you. None of you rolled high enough to collect more than one rumor. Every single one of you rolled terrible. So no, anyone that rolled above a 15 would have gotten a full collection of rumors, but you can roll again later. That being said, you guys have the day here before you move on in the morning. After some time of talking to the other people, you can find yourselves back to each other. That's completely allowed. Or you can handle this in your own way, as long as you are here ere the sun casts its first rays upon the gentle ground below, i.e. 6 a.m.
Is there anybody here who would be like likely to be a hunter or something in the
Um,
bar?
sure. Roll an investigation check and let everybody know your result. You're gonna find something, but what you roll will, uh, what was your result?
That's a 22.
That is fantastic. You look around, you see a number of people, but um, when you look, most of them are, um, what was it? Most of them are injured, depressed, wounded. You see a number of hunters sitting at a table together, men, women, humans, elves, dwarves, halflings somehow, and they're all there, um, talking to each other. When you listen in and ask them about this, they tell you basically every single one of them is like, "Oh yeah, I saw that boar," and someone's like, "That fucking boar." Someone's like, "You would think that it would be just a pig. It is not a pig." But it's not a pig. I just said that. And just like over time, you learn they tried to take this thing. It immediately tore apart a member of their group. They tried to leave and set a trap consisting of 20 pounds of rotten fruit to try and lure it out. While they were laying it out, it ambushed one of them, impaled him on a horn, a tusk, and dragged him away. They drink now in memory of that person. And that is the boar that is in this land, somewhere along this village. Um, they are drinking, and then as they finish telling you this, one of them just goes, "So, unless you're here for Hector, then maybe let us drink in peace."
I will leave you to your grief. I do honor Hector's sacrifice.
And he goes, "Thank you." And this woman leans over, "Isn't that the one with the fire?" And he goes, "Just let's just drink." Um, and leaves you to that. Um, Normally we take a 10-minute break. I know since we're doing the stream, I like to do a little shorter. I need to step away for just a moment. So I'll be back in maybe about 5, if anyone wants to do that, because I do have to step away. And then we will prepare for what comes next, um, with Should You Accept It, the Great Boar Hunt. I'll be right back. Thank you guys for watching
Okay.
so far. Like, then I was like, this is
Who's not even really a rogue, so that's kind of funny.
Hello, hello.
hello. Okay,
Hello,
so
everybody is back.
are we all good to resume? Allie, while you were gone, apparently Tammy's mom is watching, so Tammy has
Oh,
Momspiration. Tammy can re-roll
Hey.
one roll, and that's in honor of her mom, this session only.
Nice.
So you guys are back at the tavern at what was the name again? The Sour Vintage. And by the way, I can't see the Discord most of the time when you guys are during the show, so you guys have to like grab my ear if I'm not seeing something. Um, you guys are here. Um, is there anything that you guys want to do? Anytime you want to spend together, talk to each other, make plans for this um, type of thing?
I
In
Is
so
think
there?
that.
much,
Sorry, go ahead and read.
I was just going to say, in so much as the group is willing to get together, then yeah, I would like to sort of do some battle plans.
Okay.
And with Krey, he knows the aftermath of things that go wrong. So he would hopefully like to get like a healer's kit or something
Mhm.
like that, or a potion. I don't know if you can afford it, but we'll see. I don't
Um,
think he can.
I don't think. Well, you know what? I will say.
We're
What was it?
heroes. They should want to help us and give us,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
down.
want to say offerings.
I'm down for that. If your level of notoriety now, because for you all as a recap and also for the viewers, in this specific campaign, your fame is on a scale of 1 to 20, and as it goes up, there are real effects and benefits. And your fame would be approaching 1. People have heard of you. They don't really have an opinion on you most of the way, but they also are aware. It would be easy enough to say that you came here to help. Um, and to that end, I would let anybody that wants to try and get some sort of supplies a persuasion check. And
Me.
all right, so roll for Jen. You can roll for Kreyorin first.
Uh, Perception, you said, yeah?
Persuasion.
Oh, persuasion. Where is that? Oh, oh God, no.
Kreyorin.
Uh, oh,
Okay.
that's not bad. 14.
Kreyorin is a
Mhm.
14. Okay. So Kreyorin, Euphemion. Okay. Can you guys read me your results? So.
Kiki rolled a 5.
Mm-hmm.
7.
7, 14,
13.
13. I'm gonna say Kreyorin and Calista, you two can look for. Every one of you can get the basics, like what you would see at a basic adventuring store, because you can go to like nearby towns, you can or guilds, you can talk to people. The two of you can ask for one small atypical thing, and I will roll to see what I can do. Like if it's a healing potion or something like that. Kreyorin, did you still want to
Um,
look for the healing potion?
what else is there? Yeah, probably. Let's try that.
Okay. Um, so Craven, you're gonna look around. Let me see here. Um, I have just a whole page open of Greek names. Um,
Awesome.
I'm ready. Hello, Matthias. Hello, hello. Welcome. I can't. Sorry, I'm supposed to be focusing on the game, but I was excited to see Matthias. That's not the thing. Um, I'm used to streaming Dead by Daylight. Okay. So what was I gonna say? You look and you find basically, you find one injured man from the hunting party who, after talking to him, he tells you he tells you, Kervin, he goes, you would you seem you're gonna hunt the thing because we're gonna skip ahead to when you explain the situation to him. You're gonna hunt the thing,
Oh, yep. I got things to do and people to see, and I guess this is one of them.
but you're so small. You're gonna I saw that
You
man
know,
get.
explosives, right? They come in small packages.
You brought explosives.
No, you know, never mind. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, well, no, no, no. If you have explosives, I underestimated you entirely. Here, and he roaches into his bag, and he pulls out this small like canteen of a thing, and he goes, um, this is a potent brew that I kept on me. I was going to use it in battle, but that pig, that is some pig. And he just stares off in the distance.
We end
Uh,
up killing it. Would you mind having us eat it? Although he did eat your friend.
she didn't tell you what the pig is, did she?
Uh,
You're gonna want this, and he hands you the brew. Um, Callista, um, what would you be trying to get with your roll?
I feel like I would probably be trying to get some kind of like a poison or something that I could put on my
Ooh,
blade.
okay, I'm down. Um, let's see. Okay. Um, I don't know the rules on poison. I am going to look them up later. For now, for now, because I love that idea, I'm going to say that you are talking to another a woman, and she's from on the hunting party from the other side, and she's handing you this small vial, and she goes, "Yeah, I'm not going to need it anymore." Um, she goes, "I am. I will fight for my people. I will fight for my village. I will not fuck with Sydon." And when she says Sydon, um, that there are the five gods that watch over this land. They are not ambiguous, metaphorical, philosophical arguments like in our world. They are literal gods that live in on the mountains watching below. Some might even be walking amongst us. And there are the Titans, powerful things and beings. The two Titans that tried to destroy the world a long time ago, Sidon and Lutheria. They, as part of the oath of peace, would not destroy humanity, but in exchange, as part of the oath, demand that they be worshipped with the equal love that the other gods were given. And so anybody in Thylea that's worth their salt, that has any decency, worships the five gods and the two titans, knowing full well that Sidon and Theria, they do bless you, they do guide you, they do help you, as a way of honoring their oath. Sidon being associated with this boar is ominous if true, and if it's not true, then why would someone claim it? Um, this revelation, through this sort of strange drawing moment with Calista, Kreyorin, this man's looking at you and just goes, "Yeah, you're gonna want that. Sidon sent that boar down here just to let us know what he really thinks of us. And I think the message might not get very far, but it's heard very loudly here. You can eat the thing, but, uh, I mean, the tradition." And what he's referring to, I'm not going to make you roll a history check because anyone would know this, even if it's not your lifestyle. Um, when you perform a great hunt, a great deed, it is traditional to make a sacrifice in part or whole to one of the gods. You don't really do it to all of them, like you pick one and dedicate it to them, but it's also sort of expected that, like, overall, humanity is spreading out the love. You know what I mean? So, like, you might dedicate this. If you hunted a deer, you might dedicate the deer to Kyrah, the goddess of music, but someone else might win a battle and dedicate it to Pythor, the god of battle. So what he's saying is, like, you can kill this boar, you can eat this boar, but it does qualify as a great hunt, and the tradition would call that it be dedicated to someone more than anything. Um, what
To
was it?
mention it ate your friend. I don't know if
Yeah.
I want to. That's gross.
Um, Callista, I will give you a version of the poison that applies for exactly one swing. If you miss, too bad. If you succeed, then we roll with that. That is the quality of
Sounds
poison you
good.
can find at this roll. Um,
Yep.
and Kreyorin, you said the boar who ate your friend. What was that again?
Yeah, because I think, I mean, pray or no. I don't know if I would know that actually, since
Do you want to?
Euphorium, it wasn't it right?
Mm-hmm,
Euphorium, is that how you say it, there, Reed?
mm-hmm.
Um, had gone to
Euphemion.
check Euphemion. Okay.
You.
Um,
Sorry.
yeah, that it got killed and dragged away. So I mean, Cray would just assume that it got ate.
Mm-hmm.
num num yum yum, you know.
So you assume that the boar got ate, or that the person?
Oh no, the dude.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, and so you say that to him, and he just goes, "Yeah, he's probably eaten, probably probably being devoured right now. Forecaster. And he
And then
always ate so much fruit.
I just kind of tap him on the shoulder
He
and be like,
probably tasted
there,
delicious.
there,
I don't think
and I
that's any
walk away.
consolation.
Cray's done.
I wouldn't
She leaves.
I wouldn't want to be eaten no matter how delicious I was. I wouldn't give me much comfort, but I imagine it would give oh, you're gone. Um what was it? So basically split across Calista and Kreyorin, the truth or the rumor or whatever lie of of Sydon's involvement in this has made clear. Those of you, I want all of you to make a religion check, and I want all of you to obviously read your numbers out loud when you roll them.
That's a 14.
That's a critical fail.
That's a critical
I
fail.
rolled a 1.
You forgot the names of all 2 gods in this country.
It just slipped my mind. You know, just can't think of it.
Kiki rolled a 6.
Okay, that's what was it?
Was I on? Sorry, was I on mute? I also I
Yes,
got like a 7. So
you got a 7. Okay, Euphemion.
same.
I would say, Euphemion, information that you would gather as well. Well, are you doing information gathering, or what are you doing?
Well, I had hoped to get some supplies.
Okay.
So hopefully grab some, see if I can get a hunter's trap.
Okay. Let me see. I clicked the wrong thing. Did it do? Hunter's trap. You should be able to get one of those. Let me double check to make sure that I'm not giving away something. What are you looking for? I'm not able to find it here. Oh, hunting trap. Sorry. It's a search engine. It's being persnickety. You can absolutely find one. When you find one, let me see, how much money do you have? Oh, you don't have money. Basically, I would say I would have no problem with saying that anyone at the start. Are you trying to get one from some people here, or at like an adventuring, at like a armory?
Wherever there would be likely to be able to find one, I think I would start close and
Mm.
move myself away
So
as.
these hunters here would have a bunch of supplies, and you see them hand something to Kreyorin, you see them hand something to Calista. If you wanted to talk to them and try your luck, you can maybe find something here, but also you're welcome to take any other approach you'd like.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if I don't have to go further afield, then we'll see if.
So you talk to one. You ask them about this. You ask them about this hunting trap, and this woman just looks at you and just goes, "Yeah, if you think you can use this to stop the boar, because it's gonna kill you." But yeah, absolutely. I am not hunting again for a very long time. You can have this. You know what? And she slams a second one on the table. She goes, just go nuts with it. And what was your name again?
You can call me Euphemion.
Euphemion. Sorry, one second. Let me roll something real fast. Getting a lot of mileage out of that. And she goes, Euphemion, do the Academy deserve it?
That was a mistake, an error of calculation.
I don't
You
trust
see,
books myself. Just
well,
make.
you, you see the calculations that one uses to cause a gout of fire from your hands is very, very tricky, and if you multiply by 10, things get out of hand quite quickly.
Wait. And she leans back. Are you telling me all the magic, all the that I've heard about you is just math?
It's a kind of math.
she just she lets you have the hunting traps, but she is just done with this discussion. Um,
I am going to hoik both of them over my shoulder and
mhm,
almost collapse under their weight.
mhm. Yeah, that sounds
Because
accurate.
the two of them together is 50
It
pounds.
is. It's quite a heckin' thing.
My
Um,
carrying capacity is 120.
this is amazing. Let me see. Uh, by the way, Reed, since you have the page open, can you see the D&D Beyond stats on the page on the Twitch?
uh,
Just real
yeah,
fast.
yeah,
You can?
there they are.
Okay. Either way, I was going to keep going, but I just wanted to know. Okay, viewers, you can see the stats for all our characters. You can look at them. You can laugh at their poor builds. It's amazing. Um, they're all wonderful
Please
to me.
don't.
They're going to kick my ass. I have to get my kicks in before they have a chance to battle because I've seen these fuckers
Oh,
battle.
ho, 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 ho.
But anyway, so you have Kreyorin, you have the healing potion, a minor one. Callista, you have found a single use of poison. Um, if Euphemion, you have two hunting traps and a very disillusioned fan. Um, and Kiki, is there anything that you wanted to do?
I was hoping to find anything healing wise, just preferably a potion if I could have. If not, just healing kit or bandages would suffice.
Uh-huh.
Because sometimes I get scratched up.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Go. Let's see.
I'd rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5. You rolled a 5. Okay. Um, you look around and you find a big brawny elven man, just as far as elves are, a tower of muscles, who just looks at you and just goes, and he's not a part of the hunting party. He's not part of the hunting party, but he looks at you and goes, you're very blue and you have an axe. At least one of those things leads me to believe that you're out of town. What brings you here? Are you here for the boar?
You darn right I am.
Ah, yes. I look at you. You look powerful. What's your name, ma'am? What's your name?
I'm Kiki.
I could look at you. You're something special, Kiki. I've heard that name somewhere. But look at you. You you're powerful. You're more. You've got. He's looking like gesturing muscles. He goes, I don't know a lot about blue folk, but you seem stronger. He goes, can I? And he reaches for your arm,
Mm,
and he grabs
sure.
your arm. And he's like grabbing your muscle. He goes, you seem very strong. Are
You're
you?
pretty impressive yourself.
Of the thank you, but this is a blessing. Have the gods favored you? What is this? Um, he goes, Pythor, I think, has taken favor with you or something.
Yeah, well, I heard that. I may have heard that once or twice.
He goes, oh, well, how can I help you?
Well, I'm just looking for anything to kind of want to make a good show of offing that boring bore. But
It's a
yeah.
pig pun. You don't hear a lot of pig puns.
Although
Ah,
people just don't appreciate them.
no, they don't.
Uh, No,
Pearls
I was just
before
looking,
idiots.
right?
Yeah.
No, I was just wondering if there's anything that might be helpful here to either, maybe save me a swing or two on this beauty on my great axe, and help bring it down, or at least if I get scratched up, I could kind of, just bandage myself up and go.
And he goes, bandage? You're positively over the gods and you want a bandage. That is, and he pats you on the shoulder because that is great. That is great. Well, you kill that boar and you sacrifice it to Pythor for you and me. A bandage. And he turns and he just walks away. Oh, I met a hero today.
He's clearly never broken a nail.
No, no. Um, but that is as far as your investigation goes on that end. Um, what was I gonna say? You but yeah, you guys, that is what each of you has or has not found. Um, but what was I gonna say? What was there anything else that you want to do tonight before uh tomorrow
Yeah,
when the
I'd
sun
like.
crests high and touches its rays touch the ground for the first time, i.e. 6 a.m. I will keep doing that. Please continue.
No, it's great. I would just like to see well, first I'd like to ask if there's lodging on site or if there's somewhere else we need to go. I assume I would just ask the bartender who brought
The,
us drinks.
the bartender would tell you immediately. She would look at you. This is the same woman that was uh recognized you before, and she goes, "Oh yeah." She goes, Ismene paid for your rooms for the night for the next 2 nights for the four of you. 2 rooms.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
2 rooms.
absolutely.
Oh, I'll make 2.
She said that the four of you were here to help us and that she would cover it.
Oh, absolutely. Would you mind if I played a bit?
But what do you want to play? I
Um, well, I know a few little ditties on this, and I'll pull out my pan flute.
Oh, right. Yes. Yes. And it's like it's come back to she goes, absolutely. She goes, absolutely. I think everybody would love to hear you. Everybody shut up. And people turn around and she goes, and people are like quiet and she goes, now I know that a lot of you had a very bad day. And one of them goes, he gored my friend to death. A very bad day, I know. But we have a gift for you right now. We have Calista. Everyone looks around and he goes, "Ah, those of you, ah, you thick-headed people. She is uh, just the most incredible uh, musician you will hear, and she's here to assuage our souls. So shut up and let your soul be assuaged, Callista." Um,
I'm just gonna give a big deep bow before I start.
mhm. You make a big deep bow, and then one guy goes, "You ate my friend. I think he tasted like fruit." Um, if you want to play, I would allow you to roll a performance check.
I do, and because I'm a satyr and this is my chosen instrument, I get advantage.
You mother. I did not know that.
Only with the pan flute.
It begins. Okay, go.
Oh man, I still didn't roll it very well. So that's
Aha.
a 11 plus 5, so 16.
All right, 16.
I think
A good roll.
Yeah. You play this music on your pan flute. What kind of mood are you going for here? Cheerful, mournful? What you got?
I think going in, I was trying to do something a little bit cheerful, but I think hearing that it ate somebody's friend, I'm gonna go with a little bit more like wistful and like sad with like a bittersweet note of hope to it.
Mm, I like that. Um, you play this mournful, sad, just this grievance, just this promise that things can get better. This music going through the room. Euphemion, Euphemion, I don't want to speak for your character, so I'm not going to tell you how you feel about any particular thing. But a song meant to inspire hope in tomorrow has an unintentional dark irony to it, because coming back to you being the only one to pass the religion check before, I did not forget. You having heard about this boar, having overheard from different people or compared notes that it's possibly Sydon, your mind goes to the fact that the Oath of Peace had an expiration date, and you don't know exactly how long that oath was. You know it was 500 years, that's the story, but you don't know the exact year that it was brought back or anything like that. Like, you don't know that offhand. But as you think about this thing that's ravaging the countryside, you start to suspect that you know how many years it's been. And like I said, you can feel any way about that you want. I'm just saying that as she plays a song about tomorrow, you think about the very literal definition of the future, being the expiration date on this thing. This music plays and everyone quiets down, and for just a moment, people planning, people trying to find peace, people mourning, and just some people getting shit-faced in the corner feel like some brief centering, some brief mindful center as Calista brings that to them. Now, is that not the most calming shit you've ever heard? Bartender goes, that's excellent. Okay, free drinks for everybody. Thank you, Calista. I'm sorry they didn't appreciate it enough.
That's fine. You did.
I did. And she pours you drinks, and yeah, I guess we fade into the night unless there's anything anybody else would like to do.
Just
Reed, you're muted.
clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to clarify,
Mm-hmm.
for this campaign, did you, like supplies like tents and all that kind of stuff? Do we
Mm-hmm.
just assume we have it, or do we got to buy them?
I'm gonna do the rules I normally do, which I'll reiterate here for you guys and also for the viewers. I don't sweat the small stuff mechanically if it can at all be justified as you bought it off screen, then feel
Mm.
free to have done that. Um, so you guys are in a town, you guys are at the edge of a town right now where there would be stores nearby. If you want to have secured something that your character could reasonably afford, we can just say that happened instead of role playing the shopkeep scene. Um,
Yeah.
and so you can do that. And then spell and material components I don't worry about too much unless they're very important, like crystals for diamonds for raisins dead or anything like that. So if you want to add other things that your character either would have started with or you could reasonably get, I mean, you can
Mhm.
check with me, but I tend to trust y'all's judgment. You know how I roll at this point.
Yeah.
Most of you, the three of you, have been playing like a grueling game with me for like 6 to 8 months at this point, so you know what I do and don't allow.
Yeah.
But Crayman's Crayron's question. Is anybody else any questions anybody else wanted to ask, or did you guys want to just fade to black?
I was just gonna say, in the moments before fading to black,
Mm-hmm.
Euphemion would take out the hunting traps and be, so, does anyone know how to use these?
Heroes of Destiny. This is amazing. Okay. Um, the next day, an hour before the sun crests upon the sky and casts its rays down on the earth for the first time at around 6 a.m. You all do wake up. By the way, who slept in which room, just for my role-playing edification? Because there was enough space for people to pair off.
I literally would not have cared.
Yeah.
No,
Neither. I don't think Cray would have either. he'd like look for the person that would be the least intimidating. And for right now, I think he would think it would be Calista.
All right, so Kreyorin and
All right.
Calista shared, if that's okay with everybody, shared a room, which put
All right.
Kiki.
I was gonna say that I would just always look at Cray with like an intimidating kind of scowl.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Just because I
totally
know I
not.
get that
Yep.
rise out of him.
Nope.
Yes.
He doesn't do anything, but he knows you're looking at him, so he's like, "No, I'm not gonna stay there. That's
Nope.
nope."
So it's like the stick and the carrot very much for Kreyorin finding a place to stay.
Yep.
That works for me. And then that settles most of the rooming. So it is 5 a.m. Is there anything that any of you want to do in the morning beforehand, or do you want to just um, show up at that time?
I just like for flair, I am going to take like 10 to 15 minutes to just kind of like write down everything that has happened up until this point, just to like kind of start documenting.
Okay.
And I will have just sort of gotten my spells in order, gotten everything that I've had prepared,
Mm-hmm.
and just
Sorry.
basically getting ready to start the day, expecting some kind of awful outcome at the end.
And Kiki
sorry.
basically would just have like drank a lot of water throughout the night. In the morning here, go out and fill my water skin. You know, make sure I'm all okay. My top is extremely tight. I'm like really bunched in there. I'm all
Okay.
nice and packed, and just make sure that my hair is nice and glistening.
Cray
Excellent.
would totally start doing stretches and bends and working out and getting warmed up and checking his like quarter staffs and stuff just to make sure it's all like ready to go.
I love that we have a training montage or getting ready montage. This is great. What was I
You
gonna
gotta
say?
always have a training montage. I mean, come on, right? You
Yeah.
gotta.
No, that's right. That's right. Um, what was it? Um, I got to do a thing on my part. Um, so you guys get ready one by one, binding, training, preparing your spells. Reed, did you in fact prepare your spells?
I did, yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. More prep than the average D&D player. This is great. What was I gonna say? Ah, crap! Now Twitch is gonna take us down. You guys,
Terrible mistake.
yeah, you guys, awake. Get out of your rooms and head down to outside, if that's all right with you. If there aren't any objections. Um, and what was that? You you head out and you see Ismene standing there in the same beautiful white tunic that she was wearing yesterday. More able to see her clearly now outside of the tavern. Beautiful with these like this golden laurel wreath on her head, and she's got a few scrolls in front of her. You can see like one of them has like a bunch of notes on it, and the other one's blank, and she's got her quill. And she looks and goes, "Oh, excellent, excellent! You're here just as the rays are hitting the ground. I wasn't sure that I gave a specific enough time, but I'm really glad that you all are here." And she points to this two men next to her, um, just standing there in basically in hunter's gear, like the people you saw last night. And she goes, "This is Tanius, and this is Yavin, and they are remarkable and brave, and also the only ones that were willing to come here at this time and in general." Um, she goes, "Are you all ready for this?"
As much as it seems possible.
She goes, "Okay. Um, She goes, then we're gonna make heroes of ourselves today, or you're gonna make heroes of yourselves. I'm just here to witness it. And she waves her quill. She goes, I'm just here to witness it. And we are going to prove ourselves to this town and to the and then we shall meet the oracle. She goes, Tenius, Jevon, you are also here. Okay. And she just walks, and she just begins walking and leading down. She leads you guys down. Um, as you guys follow her deeper into the settlement, you see that this tavern, and you saw some damage before. Deeper in the town, though, you start to get a sense this boar is not some nuisance, because you see some of the roads have been gouged, some of the trees have uh, been cracked, and one of them even knocked over. Fences are destroyed and knocked over in some parts. Um, you don't see exactly what's happening in the farms because of the crops that are growing, but you see crows circling around what's surely dead animals in the fields. This has been some work. And she looks around, she goes, oh, this is terrible. I mean, it's a good opportunity for you to prove yourself, but also it's terrible. Do you think the rumors are true? And she just looks at all of you without explaining.
Which rumors would that be?
The origins of the thing. Did I not tell you that before?
You hadn't, no. We did get some indication as to perhaps where that came from.
She goes, and she sort of looks a little like scrunches up her nose, and she just goes, Sydon, the Titan. He said that he was bringing this down, that it did not violate his oath to create creatures in here. I think he knew that he was pushing the line, but he was very proud of himself. And he enjoys that too much. And
Why here?
she goes, I can't imagine. I can only think that thinks it's some place that he could make his mischief without drawing too much attention. I think he just wanted to. Some the Titans can just be cruel. I don't
Then
try to.
confidence.
I don't try to understand their mind. Um, and Tanius just looks and goes, so do you know where the boar is? And she goes, the what? He goes, the boar. She's, oh, no, it runs pretty wild. Do any of you know tracking?
Ah, I can track down a good book.
Oh,
I can try. I've had to do, let's just say I had to do, it's part of my job. Let's just leave it at that. And then she winks at everybody. Or he winks at everybody.
okay.
So you
He's
want
not a
a,
book. Yeah, you can roll survival if you want to.
all right. My rolls
Um,
have been crappy
I've
today.
spent some time like in the wilds.
Mhm.
Could I help?
Sure. So you can roll with advantage.
Okay, so let's get this. It was shift or control, guys. I can't remember.
Shift.
I literally just rolled twice.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Woohoo!
So what was your high roll?
20.
20. All right. So you look around with Callista's help. The two of you put your heads together. You find a lot of the destruction seems to be happening almost indiscriminately, but you notice that some of the fresher things um, seem to be happening in well, let me see. seem to be happening towards the hills as the thing heads back towards the hills. You follow along this direction. It leads off the path. It leads up elsewhere, and then eventually hours pass of you guys following signs. Have you seen the destruction of this thing? And then as you get closer to it, some people in town just sort of looking at you curiously, not really knowing what to make of people, because it's very obvious why you're here, in the sense that you are very obviously outsiders. You are very obviously going deeper towards the destruction. There's not a lot of other things that would be happening. So they're just like looking at you with various thoughts, like, what the hell? People are coming to get involved with this. You find up in the hills, they start to go up and they start to get rocky, and the grass starts to fade and transition into rock and dirt. And you go, as you're looking, I would say that it'd be harder to track people here, but this thing does not hide, and you find soon enough splatters of blood, split tree trunks, all leading back to the shadowy mouth of a cave.
When it seems like we're getting close to the point where we're likely to start being at threat of being in combat,
Hmm.
I'm going to cast Mage Armor.
Okay. Let me double check that bullshit. Yeah, that lasts for 8 hours. Just gives you. Okay, yeah, just cast that. Sure, why not? Um, so you cast Mage Armor. What does that bring your armor class up to?
15.
Okay. You cast that, and Ismene looks at you and goes, "Oh, nice. Magic. Nice." And she looks back a little satisfied, and she makes a note on her scroll. Um, and yeah, um, Euphemion, I would say also Euphemion and Kreyorin, looking at your passive perceptions, you two would hear, yeah, you guys would hear just this sound in the caves echoing. Euphemion, well, I'll say Kreyorin too. Kreyorin actually would have the knowledge more. You smell rot and animal dung and blood and a tinge of fruit. Um,
Um,
and was that
I would like to suggest, if we could, do you think we could set up a trap or two?
And Ismene says, yes, several. Also, I'm not a hunter, so I'm just being optimistic. And Tanius goes, yes, we could set up a trap.
I'll get out the 2 traps that
Hmm.
had been given to me.
That's really hard for you to give because you're
Yeah,
not
I'll
that
pull
strong.
one out.
um,
25
okay.
pounds each. That's not nothing.
So so it's basically a bear trap, more or less, as I'm reading how it works.
Yeah,
Um,
basically.
okay. So I'm gonna let you in on something. Uh, Ismene just goes, oh, those traps work. Also, I think Yavin had some ideas. Yavin goes, no, I didn't. You did. She goes, I think I had some ideas. And she mentions, and I will let you know, there are other traps you can set here. The ones that they list, because these characters would tell you these are possible. A rope snare, maybe dig out a pit, maybe build a spiked wall, like of just like wood and like sharpened stakes or something. You have time to try any of these things. If you try, what was it? Any of these traps, including your own, setting them up, you need to make a survival check against a DC that I have privately. If you do not pass that DC, you greatly risk the thing in there hearing you set this up.
Okay.
So,
Well, I don't think it's in the best interest of anybody that I be the one setting this up.
Okay.
because I have a -1 to the survival.
I have a +2.
I have a
Ismene
I do
goes,
have a
+2 as well.
proficiency there.
Ismene goes, but you brought them, and you can barely carry them, and now you're not. And she looks and she makes a note on the scroll on the parchment.
Look, I'm the idea guy.
Is that a? I suppose there are great thinkers. And she scratches something out and starts writing something else.
I wonder if Callista's doing the same thing.
At this point, it's mostly just like documenting up here, but I'm watching her and I'm like mentally taking notes for sure.
Mhm.
So, would one of you like to take these traps, or maybe both of you, and set them up, or maybe you could work together?
Well, Callista, I believe you have some good survival as well, don't you?
I just have a +1,
Oh, okay.
so if either of you could, I can help. But
I'm
Okay.
+2.
Yeah, me
Do you have
too.
Cray? Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
either of
can
you
work
would be
together.
suited.
All right. So who's
Okay.
doing it?
Why don't I don't know. Kiki, do you want to put one down? I
All
don't
right.
know. Do you want to do the pit, the trap, the rope snare, or the spiked wall?
Well,
Do
I
we
think
have any rope?
I do have a.
I
have-
believe I
I
have
do
some.
have
Yeah.
50-foot hempen rope.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can assist you if you'd like, but
Don't
whichever one
rope.
you want.
Do we want to see about getting multiples so that, hopefully if he gets away from one trap,
Mm.
then
Mhm.
he
Oh yeah.
falls into the next one
Yep.
Yep.
and just, bobs it across the battlefield?
hmm
Good call. Good
Obstacle
call.
course of traps.
Mhm,
Yep.
mhm.
Deadliest one you'll find. Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea.
So what's up
We could
first?
do numerous.
Start with the rope trap, maybe?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So I want you to roll survival check with advantage.
Okay.
God, I'm gonna be so sad if this fails immediately.
Why is this not doing my plus? Okay, I just gotta do it again.
Okay. Um,
10.
okay. Um, that's not great. Um, I'm going to ask you, do you want to use your Momspiration or do you want to? Okay,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah, I'm
roll
gonna do that.
one more time. This is for you, Tammy's mom.
11.
Tammy's mom.
Aw, man.
Ba, 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 ba.
So you're tying the, so where, let's get this straight. Where would you tie the rope first? And just assume it's like what you want, what you need is there as far as ropes and trees and rocks and stuff.
Well, I would think that we'd probably make some sort of like a noose or one of those knots that as soon as it gets its leg caught, it's going to tighten as soon as he tries to pull away,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can snake it like under the underbrush or leaves if there are any,
Mhm.
to around maybe a tree trunk or up on something to kind of,
Alright.
to counter whatever you need to do that.
Okay, so you tie, and what's the first part you started around? I guess I got the second part, but the first part was the what?
The first part was doing the knot that would tighten up as soon as its
Okay,
leg
yeah.
gets
So
in
you
there.
do that. The knot is excellent. The knot is elegant. You're Kiki. You fucking know how to set a trap. You do this. You have help, and Ismene is making notes on everything that you're doing and just looking, and Denius and Halvin are just let me see, what are they doing?
Watching out, I hope. Taking
Yeah,
care of our backs.
they've got swords. They're looking. They're watching out, and then you go to just tie this to a tree, and you just give it one good yank. And I have been telling you that this thing has been damaging and cracking and breaking trees this whole time, and this tree seemed really sturdy, really safe. And then just as you pull it to make sure, just falls, crashes into the ground between you guys and the cavern entrance. Just this large, just cacophonous, thundering smash of Mother
should
Nature
hide.
herself. And then as this happens, Kyrah just looks at you and then just
Hide.
makes a very small note.
We got
I'm
some
gonna-
cover now. We can crouch behind the tree to watch the cave entrance.
Yeah, instinctively I cast Blade Ward on myself.
Okay.
The last one, not gonna, but
What was it? You cast Blade Ward on yourself. So what was it? This. So there's basically, I'm saying there's like you guys, and then there's the tree, and then there's the entrance to the cave. Since we're doing Theater of the Mind here. So you guys just crouching behind the tree. Is that what you guys are saying?
Well, we're all hiding.
It's an
I would be hiding.
option now.
I would get out to, if I can, 60 feet from the opening to the cave.
Okay. So you're just far
And
away.
hiding in a bush somewhere.
I want everybody that's hiding to roll a stealth check.
just for location purposes, I'm actually gonna press myself up to the wall, like next to the entrance of the cave.
Okay.
But I'm still trying to hide.
Okay.
Holy, Kiki's
That's a
got
20.
10.
Cray's got a 20.
Okay.
24.
Yeah.
We'll see. Let me double check.
Or
that.
Kiki. Well, you know, she's so strong. She's just so muscular. You can't really hide it.
I'm like right behind
Bright
the tree. I'm waiting for
blue.
it to come here, and I can swing at it. That's my plan all along.
All right,
She's
so you're.
so dummy thick that the clap of her ass cheeks keep alerting the boar.
It's always been Kiki's downfall.
Well, it's so moist, you know. What are you gonna do about it?
So Kiki, you are. So all of you are hiding. Kiki. All of you. What was it? Calista, you hide behind the rocks. Euphemion, Euphemion, you hide a ways away. Kreyorin, where would you hide? I assume you hide well, but where would you hide?
Probably just somewhere where I can pop out and get. Like, how far is the tree from the opening? About how many feet?
I'd say like 15 feet, maybe.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just be behind that tree that fell down.
Like me?
Yeah, that'd be
Beside you, yeah, sure. Oh
right.
no, not beside you. Oh hell no, no. Maybe like another tree that's somewhat nearby, but not near Kiki.
Okay,
Hell.
fair. And then behind you, by you, Calista, what was it? Ismene is there, just shaking and just writing notes as she's hiding. Tinius and Yavin are next to Kiki. They agreed to help Hunt to stay here, and you just and one of the, and they're both holding their spears tight, and you hear from the other side a small yappy dog. You hear from the other side just this thing just coming out, and you feel, those of you near feel it sort of stepping out, just like snorting and just like trying to tell what's around, and it just smells clearly the three people on the other side. One and then there's Yavin on the left of Kiki, and Tenius on the right of Kiki, and they lean back over and they look at each other. And then they fist bump, and then yeah, and it's easy for Kiki to see, like, these two are not strangers, these two are bros, and there you go, and then Yavin goes, all right,
And they're 2 days from retirement.
and what was it? And yeah, Yavin goes to Kiki and just goes, okay, so we're gonna do the opening shot, and then you're gonna be ready for that, okay? Just like such. And you just, and there's at the moment, the rest of you see them jump and leap just gracefully onto the top of the tree trunk and just slam their spears down. And as they slam their spears down, you hear the screeching cries of this thing that they just have the complete drop on. And and then as they do, what was it? Tenius goes, oh, yeah, okay, excellent. And they fist bump. And he goes, all right, and he flips back down. As he turns back down, you just suddenly hear this scream. He turns in time. this first time any of you see it, this tusk going through the side of Yavin, this
Oh.
beast standing up on the log, well, I would say actually like at this point like 4 spears sticking out of it, including spears from previous
Wow.
battles. And just turns and leaps down, or just jumps down, and you hear Yavin weakly trying to cry out. He slams it down, shakes it, and turns around, and everybody that I'm talking to right now is welcome to roll for initiative.
Do 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 do.
I really, really wish that I had my fight music on right now, but I don't, and I regret it. Let me see.
15. Did you want us to say it to you or?
You can say it to me for the sake of those listening, but I'm also going to use the tracker on the app.
Oh, okay.
What was it? I'm going to put that there. Look at that guy. Isn't he neat? What was it? We're going to set up
Wait, do
initiative
you
here.
think his body's incomplete?
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. So we're going to roll. Let me set this up as we are rolling initiative for everybody. And we're going to
Kiki's
roll
12.
initiative for him. And then we are going to add. I'm going to put you guys on the map just for tracking. That's not going to mean anything to the viewers, but it means everything to me. Let me see. Calista, obviously you guys are not standing where I'm putting you. I'm just putting you on the map to track things. Oh, Calista, I'm sorry. I'll fix your character later. You see the thing. And then let's see. So we have Kiki has a initiative of 10. We have what
That
was
should be
it?
a 12, right?
12.
12.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I'm not smart and you're working against that now. Euphemion would have initiative of 14. Kreyorin would have initiative of 15.
You can call me Cray.
You can
It's
call
all.
you Cray. And then Calista, you have an initiative of 20. And let me roll for Ismene. 1 second. What is her initiative bonus? Okay. And I have, well, she rolled high. Okay, let me put, I have to put a custom space for her as well, I suppose, because I don't really have one here. That's my bad. She rolled very high. So
Oh.
the order for everybody at home, Ismene has an initiative of 22. Ismene has initiative 22. Tanius has an initiative of 20. Calista with 20. The Great Boar with 17. Cray with 15. Euphemion with 14, and Kiki with 12. But Ismene is here to watch. Oh wait, we lost 2 people. We lost 2 people. Okay, give me a second. Discord lost 2. Okay, so we're gonna wait for you 2 to come back before we do this because this is gonna be some violence.
Not to mention, I don't think that would be helpful to not have 2 people of our party not be there.
You
Although
don't
we don't
need
really, although we don't really like each other, or know each other yet.
you don't need a barbarian and wizard.
Still
They're
not
not.
here to die.
You have a whole bard with you. You're good for combat. You have a bard and a monk. What else do you need?
Oh,
I'm a whole terrifying 4'7".
oh yeah, we're all below. What? Okay,
You're all
so if
small heroes.
mhm,
This is amazing.
absolutely.
Oh dear.
So, yeah. So like, I think you whatever you
Femian.
yeah
Mhm.
is like 5'10", I think, and
Yeah,
then
that's what he said.
and I'm 4'10". You're what?
4'7".
And I think
Kiki's like
Kiki,
5. Every one of you made a short character.
I love that she was like, she's pretty small, all of, about 5 feet tall. And I was like, oh no, she's still pretty tall.
yeah. You know, the funny thing about all this is that the height of my character is generally the height of me in real life.
Okay, so they're hearing all of this. They're hearing all of this. I guess I don't know if
Oh,
it's like because they're watching the stream. Their internet's working, but not their Discord.
oh, interesting.
Mm.
And
Okay.
I don't really know how to do this without them having a Discord.
Yeah.
So I am. This might be. Well, if they can't get back in a reasonable moment, this is actually a wonderful cliffhanger. Although that is
True.
also for everybody that budgeted the 4 hours. I cannot imagine a more cerulean ball situation there. But oh, the output. I'm being told the output on Twitch is quiet. That is.
Oh no.
Why has nobody said that? I'm increasing the volume. Has nobody said that for 3 hours that the volume's been low?
I'm not
That
watching
is
on Twitch.
that is remarkable.
Well, we'll get it figured out for next week.
Okay, Euphemion, I am going to put it to you then. This was an awkward interruption, but also it did come at a good tune in next time moment. So Euphemion and Kiki, do you guys want us to stand by, or do you want to just call it and do something next week? As we end our session on a extreme explanation of how we're not Critical Role. You know what though? You know who I'm here for? I am a huge fan of everybody still in the chat, and there are people in the chat that are like lurkers that aren't like talking or anything. So I can see that they're logged in, but they're not registered as viewers, which actually makes me happy because that means that they're just like they're still here. Like they're like, yeah, we're in this for the long haul. We want to know what happens with the pig,
You mean the potential bacon?
the potential bacon.
Future bacon.
Oh, future bacon. Correct.
Um,
Positive and pessimistic, or like optimistic.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna get annoying quick from me, but
Yeah.
That's going. Oh,
I can't
oh.
work with that. Okay, just so the viewers at home know, all I got was a message from the person Reed who plays Ephemeron going, Tammy who plays Kiki is saying oh. We have no other explanation for that. Is it
Maybe
good?
she's
Is
figuring
it
it out.
bad?
It's weird that it's
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
just Discord, though. I know, right? Like, I feel like I need to be entertaining. I didn't get my instrument this week.
So if you were a fish, what type of fish would you be? That, honest to God, was the first thing that came to mind for how to keep the conversation going. I don't have anything else.
You could also
No,
text
no.
either Reed or Tammy on the chat that we had. So it's up to you guys, but
I see typing.
it's only
Really
Discord.
Okay,
I
so
can't.
there's a Discord outage in their area. I mean,
Oh,
Weird.
they're Jen, they're like a distance from you, right? Like,
correct. Yeah.
okay, so then
Yeah.
Discord's just down in their area.
Okay.
Okay, then that's
Bummer.
that. Then
Guess we'll meet.
the boar presenting its tusks, the boar goring their friend, that is the cliffhanger for this episode. ending.
Great.
ending.
So tell me, how big is this thing? Because if we saw it go like,
Um,
you know, how like
They don't
we're like
get-
5 feet.
They don't give an exact size, but it's like the size of a person, I would imagine. Like it's large. This is this is like I would almost say like a bowl, like as a
Yeah.
yeah. This is
If
the
it's
thing.
the equivalent.
So
of a
essentially, we could
giant
ride
boar.
it if we had to. We could
If-
Yeah,
ride
if it's
it.
the
if you
equivalent of a
had
giant boar, it
to-
should be large.
if this great beast that is theoretically the incarnation of Sidon's disdain for humanity and you ended up in some situation that can only be resolved in you riding it, then it would be large enough to do that if you don't get on the spikes.
Okay. Oh,
The
there's
spears. The
numerous.
spears. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, that would not
Because
be
it
good.
has 4 spears in it and doesn't seem to be slowing down.
Yeah, terrifying.
Okay, thank you all for coming to this stream that ended very abruptly. I'm going to cut the stream in a little bit. I'm going to keep on chat with you two so you two can keep chatting with me. But the stream's going to end. We are going to, for Serious Talks, we're going to try and do this every Monday night from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The story's going to keep going. Those of you who don't
Pacific
know,
time.
Pacific time. Those of you that don't know Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, this is a huge quest. This is a huge campaign. This will, if it goes all right, go for a long time. This genuinely is a story of 4 people that will get to face off against and become friends with the gods. And you see them in very meager, humble beginnings now. But
If we don't TPK or something, I mean, the optimism of
oh,
Cray is
this boar is ridiculous. I cannot emphasize the don't underestimate it thing.
yeah.
But that wasn't as disappointing a beginning as Death House, so we're all good. Be sure to follow, I guess, like, comment, subscribe. Okay, we're doing it. I will see you all. I'm going to turn this off the stream. You two can stay on, but you guys all have a great night, and thank you. Thank you for attending my
Thank
very
you.
first live stream D&D ever.
Thank you.
Yay.